Today we will discuss about Angela Merkel. For a number of years, this lady remained the strongest woman of the world, and she remained very powerful, and she ruled the Germany. Firstly, I will tell you about the Germany. Germany came into existence in 1870, earlier known as Prussia, and earlier it consists of 38 republics, and most of them had an influence of France. With a strong policy of blood and iron by Otto von Bismarck, all 38 republics joined and a new country was born, that is Germany. And Otto von Bismarck was its first chancellor. Recently, there is a change of guard in Germany. Previous chancellor Angela Dorothea Merkel was born on 17th July 1954 in Hamburg, which was earlier in West Germany. But later on she shifted to the East Germany. She got the doctorate in quantum chemistry in 1986 and worked as a research scientist up to 1989. She entered in politics in 1989. She was appointed as Minister for Women and Youth in 1991. In 2005, she became the first woman Chancellor of Germany. She was frequently referred to as the de facto leader of the European Union and the most powerful woman of the world. Merkel is the third leader from the CDU. CDU is their political party, Christian Democratic Union. And she contested the elections from this party only. And she was extraordinary and had a long tenure as Chancellor. The other two leaders were Dr. Konrad Adenauer, who ruled from 1949 to 1963, who laid the foundation of the West Germany, and Dr. Helmut Kohl, 1982 to 1998, who was called the Chancellor of Unification, because under him in 1990, the Germany was reunited. The East Germany and West Germany, they got united under this chancellorship. Merkel became the first woman chancellor from the Conservative Party. Her middle of the road approach made her appear a safe bet when things were not stable politically, and won her support at the domestic and European levels. In European, saw her as the only strong leader on the continent. Thrice she formed a government with the Social Democratic termed as the Grand Coalition. A number of political, economic, and social developments in Europe and the world had their impact on Germany. Merkel benefited from economic reforms initiated by her predecessor, Gerhard Schröder. Including a reaction in taxes, merging of unemployment and welfare benefits, and increasing the flexibility of the labor market. As a strong export-based economy, Germany under Merkel outperformed France, UK, Spain, and Italy in Europe, and posted robust exports behind only China and US. During her tenure, unemployment in Germany came down by an order of 3 million and 5 million more people got the jobs. The innovation Kurzarbeit short-time work scheme saved thousands of jobs and prevented layoff by giving firms subsidies to keep workers on the rolls during the financial crisis and the pandemic. As Germany has seen demographic change, Merkel remains popular among the baby boomers, the generation born from the time World War II ended to the mid 1960s. 30 years after reunification in 1990, the memories of the World War II are receding. Unemployment figures are still higher in the new states as compared to the rest of the Germany, and a significant percentage of the population, about 10%, thinks that the country should leave the European Union, like the Britain, Brexit. The traditional 2.5 party system of the Christian Democratic Union, Christian Socialist Union, and the FDP had changed. The Greens have risen a major force, and more recently the AFD has sought to offer radical solutions, creating a fractured political field. The AFD's rise is also in line with the trend seen elsewhere in Europe and the emergence of right-wing governments in Poland and Hungary. The financial crisis of 2008 was followed by the Eurozone crisis. Germany paid the largest amount in the EU's first bailout of Greece in 2010. Merkel's push for an austerity-based approach to the crisis made her very unpopular in Greece and other European countries, struggling with balancing budgets and pushing a growth agenda. In 2015, the refugee crisis swamped Europe and Merkel pushed to take in the swelling numbers who landed in European shores. Her famous line, "Wir schaffen das," we can manage this, drew criticism from the right groups in the Germany as well as from her European allies who complained they were not consulted. Poland, Hungary, and Austria refused to admit refugees as per the quotas decided by the European Union, while Germany took in millions of those who arrived in Europe. Merkel has been seen as the crisis manager of the European Union, a role that was evident in Europe's Brexit negotiations with the United Kingdom. She has also been called the climate chancellor for her role in pushing a low carbon future for Germany and Europe. Although Germany adopted the Energiewende transition to a more renewable and sustainable economy, the re-innovations of its large industrial economy in a competitive environment has not been easy. 3/4 of Germany's energy requirements still come from oil, coal, and gas. At the political level, neither she nor the EU could come up with a stronger action against Russia after its annexation of Crimea in 2014. And Germany subsequently chose to go ahead with the controversial Nord Stream 2 pipeline to supply gas to Europe. After the 2016 US elections, Merkel came to be seen as a new leader of the free world. Following the outbreak of COVID-19, Germany led European effort to address the impact of the pandemic in a timely manner with solidarity. Since the inauguration of India-Germany Strategic Partnership in 2001, relations have grown in a robust manner. India is one of the few countries with which Germany holds cabinet level intergovernmental consultations. 5 intergovernmental consultation meetings have been held so far. They signal growing political engagements and economic partnership, but has led to strong institutionalized arrangements to discuss bilateral and global issues. At the 5th IGC held in 2019, for which Merkel visited India, the focus was on sustainable growth and a reliable international order. The IGC has expanded its scope to artificial intelligence and digital transformation and pushed forward the Make in India Mittelstands program. The other areas of cooperation include science and technology, sustainable energy, smart cities, and circular economies. At the political level, India and Germany have been at the forefront of the push for UN Security Council reform. At the cultural level, there has been a joint investment in higher education to enable greater people-to-people contact and collaboration in education. What assumes priority on the political agenda will be decided in part by the nature of the present coalition. Broadly, there will be a continuously in the previously agreed agenda and a focus on bilateral trade with dominant and economic side of the partnership. Germany has put out its own strategy for the Indo-Pacific, which has been read with the EU's approach. New Delhi has to engage Berlin on enhancing this aspect of the equation. There is scope to scale up defense cooperation, a focus on high and technology transfers and sustained research and development hubs being created in India will provide a boost to infrastructure creation and scientific cooperation. A major area of cooperation relates to climate change and building more sustainable energy solutions in India and offering it to the third countries with co-branding. Another would be investment in higher education and fast-tracking high-skilled Indian employment in Germany. Thank you very much.